Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be doing my November TBR. I cannot believe it is almost November. That is just crazy to me. October is going by so fast. I also got my hair recolored and I love it. It is just so cute and I'm living for it. But I just had such a great month with October. I got a lot of reading done. I'm filming this about, I have a week and a half left of October, so I'm going to try to read as much as I can. Right now, I'm in the middle of Flawless by Elsie Silver. I'm reading it for a 5-star prediction reading blog. So I'm really excited to keep reading that. It's really good. And I am just very excited to share these books with you. I have some historicals. I have a ton of historicals that I want to read, and some contemporaries, and just throwing some random things in there. So let me first start off with my historical stack. So I have not been in the mood to pick up historicals for a really long time. I don't know why. I felt like summer just didn't feel right for me picking up historicals. I just was not in the mood, but now I'm in such a historical mood that I just want to read a bunch of them. So the first one is Ravished by Amanda Quick. This is an old school historical romance and I'm really excited to read it. It says there was no doubt about it. What Miss Harriet Pemery needed was a man, someone powerful and clever who could help her root the unscrupulous thieves who were using her beloved caves to hide their loot. But when Harriet summoned Gideon Westbrook, Viscount St. Justin, to her aid, she could not know that she was summoning the devil himself. Dubbed the beast a Blackthorn Hall for his scarred face and lecherous past, Gideon was strong and fierce and notoriously menacing. Yet Harriet could not find it in her heart to fear him, for in his tawny gaze she sensed a savage pain she longed to soothe, and a searing passion she yearned to answer. Now caught up in the beast's clutches, Harriet must find a way to win his heart and evade the deadly wrap of a scheming villain who would see them parted at all times, I think. Like, I don't know why I have a piece of it, like, cut off here, but, I love this step back, but I am really excited to read this one, just from Peace Love Books, one of my friends on YouTube. She loves this book, and I really want to read some more old school historical romances. I might do a reading vlog of reading, maybe it's like a 2-part reading vlog where I read a handful of historical romances and do old school versus modern day historicals. I think that would be really fun to read. And I think in this one she is like a historian or does something with caves. I can't really remember, but this one sounds so good and I'm so excited to read this. And then I have It's in a Kiss by Julia Quinn. This is the, oh gosh, maybe, I can't remember how many books are in the Bridgerton series, but this is Hyacinth's story, I think, and I'm not quite sure what it's about, but I love Hyacinth. I think she is so funny. It says, meet our hero. Gareth St. Clair is in a bind. His father, who detests him, is determined to beggar the St. Clair estates and ruin his inheritance. Gareth's sole bequest is an old family diary, which may or may not contain the secrets of his past and the keys to his future. The problem is it's written in Italian, of which Gareth speaks not a word. Meet our heroine. All the 10 agreed there is no one quite like Hyacinth Bridgerton. She is fiendishly smart, devilishly outspoken, and according to Gareth, probably best in small doses. But there's something about her something charming and vexing that grabs him and won't quite let go. Meet poor Mr. Mozart, or don't, but rest assured he's fitting in his grave when Gareth and Hyacinth cross paths at the annual and annually discording Smythe Smith musicale. So just like a pause and while I'm reading this, the Smythe Smith family is notoriously known for their bad singing, and I am just so excited to see them in this book because I have not read the Smythe Smith series yet, but I really want to. I've just heard hilarious things. And it says, to Hyacinth, Gareth's every word seems a dare, and she offers to translate his diary, even though her Italian is slightly less than perfect. But as they delve into the mysterious texts, they discover that the answers they seek lie not in the diary, but in each other, and that there is nothing as simple or as complicated as a single perfect kiss. Aw, that sounds so good. This is the Step Back It's so pretty, but I'm really excited to read this. I just want to finish up the Bridgerton series before the next season arrives. I just like start and stop this series a lot, but I I love this series. And then the next one I want to share with you is The Duke and the Lady in Red by Lorraine Heath. This one, I think our heroine, she like steals money from the hero and is gonna like run away to Scotland, and he stops her and he's like, I will give you the money if you spend a week with me. And so I think that's where their romance starts. And he's a duke, and I think maybe she's like a lady in waiting. I'm not quite sure. But they fall in love, I guess, through their week of spending time together. I've heard it's very emotional, so I'm so excited to delve into this one. I love a good emotional historical romance. And then I have Stranger in My Arms by Lisa Kleypas. This one really intrigues me. I just absolutely adore Lisa Kleypas. And this one, I think she married someone, but then they were in like a loveless marriage, and he's a captain, I think, or he's out at sea or something. She thought he was dead, and he comes back into her life, and he's not dead, he's alive, and he is so different. I think he is more powerful. She says, but now a man stands before her, virile and powerful, who says he is her missing husband, revealing secrets that only he would know. And I think he wants to maybe make their marriage like not loveless, like fall in love with each other, which sounds really, really good. So I'm super excited for this one. And then I have Ransom by Julie Garwood. I have no idea what this is about. I think it's probably a Scottish romance, depending on Julie Garwood. And I just love Julie Garwood's writing, and I think she is an incredible writer. And I think she has to like travel to Scotland or something, but I don't even need to know the synopsis. I just know I'm gonna love it because I really love Julie Garwood. And then the next one is The Bride Goes Rogue by Joanna Shupe. This has been on my TBR for so freaking long. Well, not that long, probably like 6 months, and I just keep saying I'm gonna read it and then I don't, and I'm frustrated with myself. And I am just super excited to read this one. They are like marriage at convenience, but they're engaged to each other, and she's like waited years to finally marry him, and then he's like, I'm never gonna marry you. And she's like, well, I wasted all of this time on trying to find a husband by like not finding a husband. And he wants to choose his own bride, but then they kind of like find each other in solace and all this stuff. So I am very intrigued by this book. I have read the second book in this series and really, really enjoyed it. This is set in New York during like the Gilded Age, I think, but I am just dying to read this one. I really like Joanna Shupe. Okay, so I also have another historical, but this is actually an indie historical, and that is Olivia and the Masked Duke by Grace Calloway. So this one, our heroine, I think she's like a spy, and she loves to solve mysteries and winning the love of her rescuer and secret crush, the infamous Duke of Hadley. And so she joins this like club of trying to like figure out mysteries and stuff, and she finds out that they're actually like spies, and she has to, I think, spy on the Duke maybe or something like that. But I just heard great things, and I'm really excited to read a historical spy romance, so I can't wait to read this one. And so this next one I actually read, Forbidden by Carla Sorensen, this past month in October on audio, and just loved it so much. And this is the first book in the series, but I read the fourth book. And this one's Focus. This is about Molly and Noah. And I'm not sure what this one is about. I think it says, if you've ever seen your teenage crush 10 years later and he turned out to be a complete jerk, then you know how Molly Ward feels. So maybe hate to love, and I think he is a football player, but I just really love this family, and it's just so cute. And I loved Forbidden. It was so good. It was a single dad, age gap romance, hate to love. So I'm super excited to read this one. And then the next book I really want to get to is Heavy Crown by Sophie Lark. I this is the last book I have to read in this series, and then I'm finished with this series. And I really want to complete it in November. Just feel like that's satisfaction, you know, when you finish a series. And so this one is about Yelena, and she, I think she's the only daughter of the most vicious Bratva boss in Chicago. The Bratva hate my family. They burned my uncle alive. I should have left Yelena to her fate, but she fought like a Valkyrie. Gorgeous, ferocious, and unbreakable. I saved her so I can make her mine. She said she'll never submit to a man. I guess we'll see. I'll push her to the limit and far beyond. So I think this is hate to love, and I think he kidnaps her. But a lot of the books in the Kingmaker series revolve around the events that happen in this book. There's like a ton of action and stuff that is really important to like the history of these families. So I'm really excited to dive into this one. And then the next book I have is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I really want to read this one. This is, I think, a small town romance. And Naomi Witt is on the run, not just from her fiance and a church full of well-wishers, but from her entire life. And I think she moves to this small town, and she is like a guardian to an 11-year-old going on 30 with no car, no money, and no plan. There's a reason this bearded bad boy barber doesn't get involved with high-maintenance women, especially not type A romantic ones. But since Naomi's life imploded right in front of him, the least Knox can do is help her out of her jam. And just as soon as she stops getting into new trouble, he can leave her alone and go back to his quiet, solitary life. At least that's the plan. So I think this is a Grumpy Sunshine romance. I thought I heard that it was like neighbors, they're neighbors, but that might be a lie. Sometimes I just hear things about books, and they're just not right. It's just a rumor. So I am really excited to read this one because she's coming out with like another book, I think, in this series. And I really want to get to it before before the book comes out. So I'm really excited to read this one. And then I just wanted to go over a couple books that came out in October that I really want to read. One of them is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. This is a marriage at convenience, hate to love romance. I think it's a billionaire romance also. They didn't want to get married, and they fall in love in the process. And then the other one is Fractured Sky by Catherine Cowles. I'm so excited for this one. It is Shiloh's story. And it's actually releasing it on Tuesday, October 25th. And it's the last book in the Tattered and Torn series, and I just love the series so much. And Shiloh was the little girl who was kidnapped in the first book, and she holds a lot of trauma from her kidnapping. And Ramsey is this horse whisperer. He's very grumpy, and he only kind of lets Shiloh in. And I'm just so excited to read this book. I can't wait. The next book that I really want to read this month is 5 Rounds by Nikki Castle. This is I think it's MMA. Yes, he's an MMA fighter, and he has to move in with, I think, his best friend's sister, maybe. And they absolutely hate each other, and it's a hate to love roommate romance / MMA fighter. So I'm super excited to read this one. And then I got the Words by A. Jade, which is like Ashley Jade, I think. This one is so thick, but I've just been hearing amazing things about this book. It's a rock star, angsty romance, second chance. I think they were together when they were younger, but then broke up, and then now she has to help him. So I think he is an addict, and she has to help him on tour and stay focused. And they fall in love again, so I'm really excited to read this one. It sounds so good. So many people on YouTube BookTube are just loving this book, and I can't wait to read this one. And then I have Devil of Dublin by B.B. Easton. This is a Irish mafia romance, and that's all I really know. And she's engaged to someone else, and she, I think, just meets the hero in Ireland. I'm not really sure, but I know it's like dark, but really, really amazing. And this one just released in October, so I'm super excited to read this new release. And I really like B.B. Easton, so I'm excited to give this one a try. The last two books are two that I'm really excited to read. Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is Cade's story, and he's a single dad. And then Willa is, I think, the nanny, and they fall in love. I think it's like age gap forbidden. I mentioned earlier that I'm reading Flawless right now, so I'm excited to get to this one. It just released, and everybody's been raving about it, so I'm getting a little FOMO, and I really want to get into this one. And then the last book I want to share with you is Nice Guys Don't Win by Macaulay Smeltzer. This is the second book in her Bad Boys Break Hearts series, I think. And I think they are roommates, and it's a sports romance. And I think maybe like opposites attracts. Oh, and she's also the coach's daughter. So maybe a little bit forbidden, but I read the first book on audio this past month and really, really loved it, and I'm really excited to give Macaulay Smeltzer a try. So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm super excited for November. I cannot wait for Thanksgiving and all of the festivities. I hope you are having a great day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again soon.